Hey, what's going on, sports cards fans? Ray from Philly here, and welcome to the Sports Card Hall of Fame Network. We're going to be talking more about the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. We're going to delve into the ballot a little bit further. We have a very special guest on tonight. I'm going to introduce my two partners for the committee and our very special guest. My partners are Mike from This Baseball Card Life and Victor from the Rookie Card Specialist. And we have a very special guest tonight, Chris Sewall from Baseball Card Collector. Welcome aboard, guys. How you guys doing?
Good,
Doing
good,
well.
man.
Doing great.
We got to get the pronunciation right? Baseball Card Collector, Investor Dealer.
And dealer
in that order.
Yeah.
I'm sure you hear that a lot.
I do. And yeah.
Appreciate
I thought it was a lot of people said it was a mistake when I first started that because it was too long, but it's kind of worked.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your motto now. It's like everybody refers to that, like, oh, Chris Sewall, baseball card collector, investor, dealer, in that order. So,
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. So thanks
Yeah.
for coming on. This is going to be a lot of fun. We talked briefly before we went on about the history of the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. Now that you've had a chance to look at it and maybe look at the previous ballots, what were your thoughts on so far what you discovered with the Hall of Fame?
Well, yeah. So I just sort of learned about it, and it's super cool. Very fun. I went through the list. I guess this is year 6, and
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I guess you got 50 on here so far. Yeah. The 50. That's a good list.
Yeah.
And this is such a cool idea, by the way, letting everyone else vote on it.
I appreciate. Yeah, thank you. Vic had a question.
Yeah, no, I also wanted to tell the audience I've been noticing there have been certain content creators creating actual videos on their ballots, which I think is a really cool concept. Loved to see that going on. But also we're bringing on special guests this year to kind of maybe share their vote live like we're going to do with Chris tonight. But
yeah,
before we get started, Chris, I wanted to ask, because a couple of questions. Number one, what year did you start your YouTube channel?
2020, right at COVID.
2020.
I think March of 2020. Yeah.
All right, I did too, and
Yeah.
and I was just wondering, because you came on the scene, and it seems like your channel just has really taken off. You've got like 1 million subscribers or something. What is it?
Not a million. You cut off a couple zero, or I guess cut off a zero there.
Okay.
And not that high, but yeah.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, like, when you look back at it, to what do you attribute your success as a YouTube content creator? Is there like a specific thing that you noticed when your channel really started taking off?
Yeah, no, I don't. I get asked that a lot, and I don't really know. I said that I got kind of lucky with the timing, because I think I started right when everyone was stuck at home and everyone was starting to watch YouTube channels, and it was a little before there was a lot of creators. There weren't a whole lot of channels when I entered, and a lot of them were sort of like rah channels, and I don't know. I think it just something clicked. A couple of my videos that really boosted me. I was sort of really not getting any views the first 4 months or so, and then I did the high rollers video, and that got like 10 times more views than I had ever had before.
Mm.
I just continued to do that weekly, and that I think that was a big jump up. And then when I started telling stories of my past purchases, those started getting real big.
I was going to say that's what really drew me to your channel, and those were kind of like my favorite videos when you're doing the storytelling on certain purchases.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. But I also noticed. Well, I guess I noticed you don't get a lot of bad feedback. Now, I don't sit there and read every single comment, but you're like beloved within the YouTube space, right? Do you ever get like a negative comment or like a troll or something coming at you?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. They're there. Yeah.
It does happen.
Okay. Whatever.
I don't see it.
No, they're there. They're there.
Okay.
It's maybe not front and center, but yeah, they pop up now and then.
Okay, because you got to be like the nicest guy on YouTube. Like, who would leave you a bad comment, for crying out.
I mean, yeah, I screw up just like everyone else. But.
I hear you. I hear you. Yep. You got to make sure you say everything right, or you get corrected, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But when I mess up, usually like people will kind of say in a like jokingly funny way, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
If I mispronounce, like I was saying, I was mispronouncing names a lot, and
Yeah.
that's all cool.
That does happen. It happened to me recently too.
Yeah.
I was using the word coalition instead of coalition.
Okay.
And halfway through editing, I realized what I had just done. And I said, the heck with it. I'm just going to roll with it. And sure enough, wouldn't you know?
I had one scarce. Like rare, it's scarce. I would always pronounce scarce. And I don't know. I've just done that my whole life, and I didn't even realize. And somehow I'm, in my 40s, and I still don't know that's. I just learned from YouTube that that's the wrong pronunciation because I said it once, and 50 people wrote in the comments, and it was in a fun way though.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Mike, did you have any?
I just started really subscribing, Chris. Sorry, to your channel and went and watched like the Tiffany video. So you do a lot of like educational videos on just try to explain, the rise of Tiffany cards and how they're more valuable and stuff like that. Where do you get kind of that drive and passion to just put in that kind of work? Because I know those videos take a long time to like put together. It's not just a hit record and talk about it kind of thing.
No, yeah, well, that's probably one of the reasons my channel has done pretty well, because I do a lot of editing, and post a lot of clips and stuff, and I have a film background, so it is very, very time consuming, but I'm very efficient at it. Like I studied editing in film school, and I'm very quick at it. So that I kind of enjoy that because that's part of my background. And the idea of like educational, that was actually the original plan for my channel, was like I was going to do I wanted my channel to be like the library. There'd be a 1971 Topps video, a 1972 Topps video, a 1973 every single year at some point, and there'd be a Hank Aaron video, and there'd be a Frank Thomas video, and every single player would have their own video. That was the original idea, but those didn't really catch on, so I pivoted. But I still throw in educational videos like the Tiffany's every once in a while when I'm sort of inspired. I get asked about the Tiffany's a lot, so that's sort of a lot of it's because I get asked about it a lot. So I'll just make a video about it.
Yeah, well, the videos need to be out there on the internet so people can Google it from reliable sources.
Yeah,
and just learn about different sets and eras and players and stuff. They need to be out there. I'm a big educational guy to teach the hobby, so people really know what they're buying, right?
Right.
So.
Totally. That's great. Yeah. That's most of the content I consume is a lot of the videos I watch have very few views, but it will be like, here's the history of the 1956 Topps set,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. So
yeah.
All right, that's all I've got. We want to get into this ballot and go through it.
Yeah, this is the moment we've been waiting for. This should be a lot of fun here.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Chris's picks here. Hopefully you're ready, Chris. We're gonna get your 10 picks. Mike, are you able to bring up? Oh, cool. There you go. Mike's the man.
Well, so before I want to ask I asked this pre the show, but I want to ask it again. Like, what do you three view as like the criteria for, being a baseball card Hall of Famer? How would you define it in whatever way you can?
Yeah, we each have our own, I would say, descriptive on that. For me personally, it's the iconicness of the card, the popularity of the card. It could be the rarity of the card. Not necessarily doesn't mean it has to be a card from the earliest 1890s or 1900s. It could be a card from the 80s, like the Billy Ripken era card is in the Hall of Fame already. Cards that is basically popular, a combination of popularity, have made an impact. The card is rare. The card is an iconic card in the history of the hobby. What we tried to do also is that, you know, the first couple years of the ballot, like we said earlier, was pretty much cards that everybody knew of. Now that we're getting further along in the years, there's a lot of cards that people out there might not have ever heard of, like the 51 Tolateros, Josh Gibson.
I
And
wasn't familiar with that. Yeah,
it's educational, where they're like, you know, I'm going to delve deeper into this card. This card must be special if it's on the ballot, and it's we're teaching and getting these cards out there. Our motto, which Vic created for our channel, is honoring and preserving excellence in the hobby, which is really what we're just trying to do. Get these cards back out there and remembered, and learn about the card.
Awesome.
Yeah, and adding to what Ray is saying, I really like also the adding the artistic element of the card. Does the card have something memorable about its image,
Right,
that has been seared into the hearts and minds of collectors over the years? And that, to me, really is an important element for the way I view it.
right.
Nice.
Yeah. And we also like to select cards from like different eras. Intentionally, that's being done because we could easily put 40 cards on the ballot from pre-1980 cards.
Yeah.
Easily.
But what that would do was kind of push away people that don't know much about vintage or don't like it. So we're trying to get more of a wider collecting audience to get the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s types of cards. And then, you know, that's really important to us when we're, you know, struggling over what cards to add each year. So
Yeah, I was looking at the like who's in already. Like the 50s is well represented. The but whereas like the 70s is a little you know, a little scarce.
Yeah, there's only 3 in the 70s.
But
Yeah.
unintended.
Right. So I may feel you know, feel like helping out the 70s a bit.
Cool. Yeah, there's only 3 cards in the 70s.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 7 of my picks done, and then I was gonna kind of talk through the final 3 on here.
Okay.
So how do you want to? Should I just tell you the 7 I have?
we'll just roll through the whole ballot, and you tell us if it's the one you picked or not, or we can just chat about it if that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
No, not one on the Cap Anson. It's hard to, not on the Cap Anson.
Okay. We've had comments that this is the wrong Anson card. Maybe they should have like the Goodwin Champions instead of the old Judge. That's been a comment that I've seen on a video. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, they're all good. Cap Anson, how many cards does he have?
Not very many.
Probably 2.
This was not in my 7, but it's in my contenders for the final 3. It's just a beauty.
Popular card.
Yeah. No on the Wagner. He's already got a card in there.
Okay.
I mean, no on the Johnson. Yeah, no on the Johnson.
Okay.
I think T206 is already fairly represented. You got 3 in there already. So no on this Johnson.
Okay. If you were to put a Cy Young in, what card would it be?
Good question.
Oh, yeah, he's got 3, right?
I think he has
probably the portrait. Does he have a portrait?
he has one. This is glove shows. Then he has bare hand.
Right.
One from T206. And I'm drawing a blank on another one, but
I don't think he has a portrait.
I was looking
I don't think so neither.
So it doesn't have to be T206, but we just wanted a Cy Young on the ballot, and this is the one we picked. But he's got a lot of cards, or a few cards.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Cy Young's got to get it. He's got to get a card in eventually, but this wouldn't be on my pick for this round.
All right. Well, we keep moving. All right. The Eddie Plank.
Not in my 7 at the moment, but he's in consideration still.
Okay.
Actually, I should write these down as I go. No on the speaker.
I've got it. King Kelly was one of them.
Kelly and Plank. Yeah, no on the speaker. I like this. Is definitely should get in eventually, but we already got a Gehrig.
Yeah,
you already have 2 Gehrigs. You already have 2 Gehrigs in there. So
now, just to mention, Chris, that we do have we did make a limit of how many players are in there. I think it's 5, no more than 5, like, because we would have 20 Mantles in there,
Oh, great rule. Yeah.
10 Clementes, 20 Aarons. So we might even lower that from 5 to maybe 4 because, you know, people kind of stay away. Well, there's only 2 in there of that player, and you know. So,
I
but yeah,
mean, well, you know, depending on how many years you do this, eventually you'll have to have a bunch of Mantles, I assume. But yeah, for
Right.
for the early stages, I think that's a good rule.
yeah,
So Garrick's already well represented, so no one Garrick. Although that card deserves. Oh man, another beauty, Garrick. Yeah, that's on this. Although it's a beauty, of course. Knowing the Dizzy Dean, I think there's more significant cards from that set.
Okay.
Greenberg is a consideration, but not in my final. Man, I didn't realize how I wasn't favoring the pre-war stuff. But yeah, Greenberg's in my consideration.
Okay.
But not in the 7. Okay, DiMaggio's in. Yeah, this is the first to hit.
Okay.
I remember
just
like we were talking with Eddie Plank earlier. Like when if you in the 80s you buy a binder of cards and it would have the 10 most famous cards on there. This was the DiMaggio representative.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the same without the cartoon. But yeah.
Now, is this the parallel, or is the blank cartoon the parallel? That's a key question.
Parallel before there were parallels.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a 1936 Canadian card before this, but this I think is the first like American made card. So isn't we won't get, it might be a rookie. Who knows, Victor?
I always considered this as rookie. I know the 39 play ball is also, but
39 first mainstream set release.
Yeah.
And that one's already in. Okay, so that one's on your ballot?
That one's in. Yeah, that one's in.
All right, what about this
There
one?
is a consideration, but not in the 7.
Okay.
This card is so cool. I've never seen it before. So I can't vote for it, but I want to go learn about it now.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, no, exactly. Mantle, no, he's already represented enough, although that card will have to eventually get in.
Yeah.
Oh man, K-Line, I didn't even consider him. No one K-Line, even though he's made the 3rd best card in the set. Williams, no. How many Williams are in there already?
Is
rookie
2,
card. Yeah. No, pass on Williams, even though that's a nice card. Pass on Brooks. Pass on Maris. Seaver's in.
Okay.
Give me the Seaver rookie.
Okay.
No, not on the Seaver 2nd year. So this card, I know it, but is this like a super rare? This one surprised me that it was nominated. What am I?
It's probably the most valuable Clemente card, more than his rookie card, right, Vic?
Yeah.
It's like
Very
buku, very rare buku bucks, and of course it's 3D, so it's prone to cracking, like Kellogg's cards, and it wasn't mass produced, and you could see this card even in a lower grade go higher than a higher grade Clemente rookie. So this is like his most expensive card.
Okay. That's I'm learning that right now. Nice.
Yep.
Okay,
right.
but no one Clemente. Oh, okay, Schmidt's in. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
To me, this was the most valuable card from the 70s. That's the way I remember it. I don't know if it still holds that title, but yeah,
I think it does.
Maybe I'm trying to think what it would even.
Yeah. There's a couple of 71s, maybe the Brett Munson 71 Clemente could be, could be.
All right. I'm putting Eddie Murray in. That's a little biased because I was an Oriole fan growing up, but whatever. It's my ballot.
It's your ballot.
But is this image seared into the hearts and minds of collectors?
I think so. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
100%. And the All-Star Rookie Cup. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Rookie card.
Yeah. And the condition, how hard it is to find a nice one. So
it's very hard.
Right. I think it's that era, the late 70s, where like all the collectors overlap kind of, and everyone knows that era.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
same with this one. It's tough to find.
Ozzy gets in. Yeah. I'm helping out the 70s, as I mentioned, because the 70s are underrepresented here. So I got 3 70s in my
Cool.
All right. Okay, this one's my guilty pleasure. This doesn't belong, but yeah, we're putting it in.
A no-brainer here.
I'll give it the it's the most significant minor league card ever. So
Yeah.
that's a relevant title.
Do you
And, you
have
know,
one, Chris?
I learned
No, I
about
do not. It's my holy grail is this in a
Do you have the blue?
no,
No,
same thing.
okay.
I owned a blue at one point. I sold it. I don't know why.
I hear you.
Yeah. No on the Gwen.
Okay.
The Hubbard and Hatcher are interesting nominees.
Right.
I mean, I like mixing it up, but yeah, no, I can't vote for that.
Yep. Okay.
Clemens, he's on my consideration list.
All right.
Yeah, no on the Hatcher, although hilarious card.
Mhm.
Bonds is on my consideration list for the final 3 spots.
Okay.
No on Maddox, which is unfortunate. You know, Maddox is unlucky. He just doesn't have a valuable card.
Yeah.
Card. Even his top traded Tiffany is not that much. So no one Maddox, although that's a cool.
Yeah.
Probably they made a lot of Tiffany sets in '87, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that why? Yeah.
I mean, a lot of 87 Donruss.
Yeah.
They made a Leaf version of this card too. I
That's
don't
true.
know.
That's good point. That's actually probably his rarest one.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Thomas is my the Leaf is my 7th nominee.
That's your 7th.
My
Okay.
7th block spot.
Okay.
I think I like the Leaf over the Topps no name on front. Because when I was in the hobby, the first 5 years of the 90s, this was the card. This and the Griffey were the
Yeah.
cards. It was the.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Trout. It was the Mike Trout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Topps Mike Trout for 5 years.
Yep. Agreed.
This one probably deserves to get in, but since I'm putting in the Leaf, I can't put in 2 Thomases.
Okay.
Chipper, no, I'll pass on Chipper, although that's a nice card. Yeah, that's actually a reasonable nominee too. No, passing on Jordan.
It was big in '91 when we were kids.
Yeah, no, it
Huge.
was. I mean, and it actually had a resurgence recently.
Yeah, it has.
Rivera's on my finalist list.
Okay.
Okay. The J.C. Penney's catalog looking photo. So.
Well, I don't think this card has had much of an impact on the hot or not one of the 60 most impactful cards, but it's the only rookie of the first guy to get perfect Hall of Fame voting, and that's going to be relevant 100 years from now, right?
That's what draws
Yep.
that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only rookie card of him and 100% on the ballot was those 2 things.
Greatest reliever all time, unquestionable. 100 years from now, he probably won't be considered that, but
Right.
but I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's on my nominee. A-Rod, no, sorry.
You think it's because people don't like him? Because this card had a giant impact in the mid
No,
'90s.
you're right. That's true. That's true. The same argument I made for the 90 Leaf Thomas, you could make for the A-Rod here.
Mhm.
But
I understand people don't like him, and I get it. I don't really like him either, but it's here because it had a big impact on the hobby in the mid '90s. So
he
that's
absolutely did, yeah, and through the 2000s, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Cabrera, no.
Is it because it's this card? Should it be his like autograph, or did we pick the right Cabrera?
I would say this is the right Cabrera card. Yeah, this over the
Okay,
autograph.
over the
autograph
base.
is so rare or not so rare, but I think this one's just a much more recognizable, iconic, if you want to use the word Mickey. This is the Mickey card, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
And I really like this. I'm going to have this on my nominee, but it probably.
I'm starting to really like this card. I mean, it's going to be a multiple Hall of Famer card. Both these guys are going to get in. I'm starting to like this more and more in the past few months.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even own this. I'm like,
and not just 2 Hall of Famers, like 2, I mean,
great
top
tier,
first ballot guys.
Mhm.
So that's on my nominee. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have 6 left on your potential.
Okay, I wrote down 8, but I might have.
All right. I'm gonna switch over and pull up the ballot, and we can live vote you in if that's cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
There we go. All right, Chris. So I got the ballot pulled up here, and we'll just do a live vote for you.
Okay.
So let's scroll down and just let me know which cards you picked.
The first one is the 34 Greenberg.
34 Greenberg. Okay.
Next is the 38 DiMaggio.
Okay.
Oh man, Barra didn't make it. Hard to imagine. Next is the 67 Seaver. The 73 Schmidt.
Ray likes that pick.
I got a Ron Say in there. 78 Eddie Murray.
Okay.
So you voted for Ron Say's rookie card, right?
It's not his rookie. It's his second year.
Okay.
Okay.
Ozzie Smith rookie.
I'll laugh if he gets in the Hall of Fame, Vic.
Yeah.
Cal Ripken Jr. My guilty pleasure pick.
Okay.
86 Bonds.
Is that the Topps Tiffany? Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The 90 Leaf Frank Thomas. And I talked myself into the Mariano Rivera.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So
yeah, that's 10, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We'll click submit. And
wait.
No, that's too bad. It's already done.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Let me roll out
Cool.
here.
That's perfect. Yep.
Yeah, we appreciate you voting and supporting this project that's been going on for a few years, and that's great.
For sure.
Yeah, we hope you had fun. This was a pleasure, man. This was great to really delve through the cards and watch it, like the strain that everyone goes through, like
it's painful, man.
picking cards out. And as we said in the beginning, as the years go on, it just gets tougher and tougher now.
I really think that's going to be the fun in the long run. It's just going to get more and more interesting as it's like more, it's not obscure, but less obvious.
Yep. Are there any cards you can think of off the top of your head that you would put in or put on the ballot or that we're missing?
No. Well, so I was looking for that. I think most of the ones that have to be in there are already in. Like I was thinking more of modern stuff, like 89 Upper Deck Dale Murphy. I thought should be considered at
the
some
reverse
point.
negative.
Reverse negative.
Has that ever been considered?
Okay.
It's not been on the ballot before. No.
Yeah, the 53 Bowman Reese. Yeah, I mean, nothing else jumped out at me as like, oh, that's missing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put that one on the list. We have a list that we make.
Yeah.
And a spreadsheet, so I'll add that to the list.
Yeah. There's man. Nah, whatever.
Yeah. If you got any suggestions, yeah, definitely.
No, I don't. I'm curious to see because, I'm curious to see how, because there's like cards that have to eventually get in. So to me, what's really interesting is the order. Like I'm looking at the inaugural years, and it's those are the 48 Jackie, the 51 Mantle, the 51 Mays, 52 Mantle. It's like all the, and then each time it gets like less and less obvious, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Mike Trout got in fairly early. The Topps updated like in the second or third year.
I actually want to ask. So how do you deal with modern? Because like at what point, at what point can a card be considered? I mean. Can a Shohei Ohtani card be considered? I mean, no, right?
Probably not, because he's not really thought upon as like he's a guaranteed Hall of Fame. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean he has to be in Hall of Fame. But these cards that are going in, they're not Hall of Famers. They're not all rookie cards. It's about the cards. So,
right.
I mean.
Does he have a card out of the 2,870?
That's exactly right.
True. It's going to be more challenging
that
for recent
that
guys.
were created just in his rookie year. Are there any of those that really pop at us?
Right. Vic hit it right on the nose. Like we could pick his Topps update, and people are going to be like, "What about the Bowman this or this, that, or that?" I mean, any card after Trout, there's probably 100, 200 each year.
That's a
good point. I guess if you have the Trout Topps, you got to have the Trout Bowman Chrome on there at some point. But there's 10 parallels of it, so
there's we've been told about the refractor set in the 90s. I think it was 93.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes.
Yeah,
That's a good
we
one.
had the Ken Griffey Jr. on the
Yeah,
ballot one year, and it got
Yeah.
voted off.
It didn't get enough votes.
Yeah, the bottom 5 cards every year get voted off.
Oh, cool. And then you add
So-
15 next
Yep.
year.
Mhm.
Great. Oh, so it didn't even get it was not it was in the bottom 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably was put on the ballot maybe a little too early. We will reconsider cards later on that when it starts to thin out a little bit. Like I think the 90 Upper Deck Reggie Jackson auto.
Oh
card,
yeah, the 90 Upper Deck Reggie. Yeah.
I think that was
Mhm.
on last year, Mike, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It got voted out.
I think so.
Yeah. Those first autograph cards were voted out. The Babe Ruth bat card was voted out from Upper Deck. Some kind
Right.
of the Ken Griffey Jr. The first, when patches started to come into the hobby in
Yeah.
99, 98, something like that era. We had a couple of those and those got voted out, but it's the hobby of the people. They speak and they tell us, and we do what the numbers and what they say. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
what they
love it.
promise. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So feel free if you today or when any time to let us, send us an email and say, hey, I have this card I thought of, after we talked for consideration. Absolutely. We get requests all year round.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like there should be some 90s inserts at some point, because the 90s is really where the hobby completely
Boomed. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
when it
Morphed,
took off
yeah.
to where it's at now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was shocked that the refractor card, that was humongous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
think when we had it on the ballot, that card hadn't popped yet. That card has a
Right.
recent resurgence
Mhm.
Yeah.
in the hobby.
Oh, right. You started in 2018, right?
Right.
Yep.
I mean, we only have 2 cards from the 90s, the Bo Jackson 90 score. That's
And
the
the Jeter.
shoulder pad and the Jeter
Jeter,
SP.
yep.
So yeah, I guess over years go on, these decades will start to get a little wider, hopefully.
Sure.
That's the goal,
Yeah. For sure.
Chris, you going to the National?
Of course, yeah. I'll
Okay.
be there. I'm not going to be there Wednesday. I'll be there Thursday through Sunday, though.
Okay.
Y'all be there?
I'll be there. You going to go to the meet and greet on Thursday?
Mike Moynihan's?
Mike Moynihan's thing?
Yeah, I'll be there. Are you guys going to be there?
Yeah.
Victor
I'm
will
not going
be.
next year.
Oh, you're not
I'm going next year. Yeah, I'm going next year to Cleveland for sure. Closer
Okay.
drive from Philly.
Yeah.
But Victor, you're going, and Mike, you're going?
I'm not going this year,
Okay.
unfortunately,
I'll
but
be there.
I usually go every year, but it just didn't work out this year for me.
Gotcha.
I'm about 50 minutes away from the convention center. So
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
Yeah.
You just
That's
walk
how
there.
it was for me last
You can just
I don't
walk
know about
there.
that.
That's
Catch a
how it was
train.
for me last
Yeah.
year in Atlantic City. I was an hour and 15 minutes away. It was great.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
great.
Yep. So
Well, yeah, Victor, come say hi. We'll chat. And,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
cool.
Well, man, we really appreciate this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was super fun. I want to do this every year. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have you
Yeah.
on every year. We're spreading to other sports. We just had our first. We did, but we have 2 other gentlemen, Bart of Bart's Cards and Scott of Scotty Traditions YouTube channel. They run our football card Hall of Fame.
Oh.
So we're actually going to be expanding to trying out either basketball or hockey. We're looking for people that are interested and want to run the basketball. We run the baseball. Bart and Scott run the football. And we're going to do either hockey or basketball next, whichever one we could find someone that's interested in doing that. Because we're going to expand this network to cover all the sports for the Hall of Fame, which
Yeah.
makes it even more fun. So people are going to learn about all the sports.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot of it. So
That's amazing.
all right.
We really appreciate it, Chris.
Yep.
Make sure
Yeah.
you guys check out Chris's channel, Baseball Card Collector Investor Dealer, in that order. And thanks again, Chris, for coming on. We really appreciate it. And thanks, guys. And don't forget to vote. Take care.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, bye-bye.